Hi there, my name's Hayley and I like to make cool warm things. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this cute little possum. So to get started we are going to take 2 strands of our pink yarn and make a magic ring. To make a magic ring I like to wrap the yarn around my fingers, creating sort of a cross on the top. Insert my hook and pick up the black strands of yarn, pull them through, yarn over the hook and pull that through, and one last time. And we're going to make 4 single crochets into the magic ring. So to make a single crochet, you go in through the magic ring, yarn over the hook, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through those 2. So we need to make 3 more. Then we're going to pull on the tails to close the magic ring and slip stitch into the first stitch to join. So go in through the stitch, yarn over the hook, pull that through and pull through again. And at the end of round 1 we've got 4 single crochets. We're going to fasten off our pink, so yarn over the hook and pull that through, keep pulling and snip off the end. Then we're going to take 2 strands of our white yarn and join that on. When I'm joining yarn on, I like to join it on through the slip stitch because I think it makes a neater join. Loop the yarn around your hook and pull that through, pull through those tails and tie a knot. Pull your yarn through, and for round 2 we're going to start with a chain 1, so yarn over the hook and pull that through, and then we are going to work a single crochet into the first stitch and then an increase into the next one, and just repeat that around. To work an increase we are just going to work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And at the end of the round we are going to slip stitch to that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 2 we'll have 6 single crochets. For round 3 we're going to chain 1 and then work a single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then an increase into the next one. And then slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 3 we'll have 8 single crochets. For round 4 we're going to start with a chain 1 and then work a single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then an increase in the next one, and just repeat that around. Slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 4 we'll have 10 single crochets. For round 5 we're going to start with a chain 1 and then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 4 stitches and then an increase into the next one, and repeat that around. slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 5 we'll have 12 single crochets. For round 6 we're going to start with a chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then an increase in the next one, and repeat that around. Slip stitch to that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 6 we'll have 16 single crochets. For round 7 we're going to start with a chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 3 stitches and then an increase in the next one, and repeat that around. Slip stitch to that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 7 we'll have 20 single crochets. We're going to fasten off now. We're going to take 2 strands of our grey yarn and join that on. Again, I like to join through the slip stitch just for a neater join. And for round 8 we are going to start with a chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 7 stitches, before we finish our 7th stitch we are going to grab our black yarn, and with 2 strands of our black we are going to yarn over with that and pull through, and then in the next stitch we are going to work through the front loops only. So on your stitch you'll notice it has a V shape. We normally work through both loops, but this is the front loop here and this is the back loop here. We're just going to be working through this front loop on the next stitch, and we're going to be making 4 double crochets through that front loop. So to make a double crochet, yarn over the hook, go in through the stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. That's your first double crochet. So we're just going to add 3 more. And on that last yarn over, we're going to yarn over with the grey. So we're changing colour back to the grey. Then we're going to work a single crochet through both loops into the next 4 stitches. On that last one, we're going to do a yarn over with the black, so we'll snip it off the first ear so we can use it for the second one. We're just going to yarn over with that black and pull that through, and then repeat the same thing where we're working 4 double crochets into the front loop of the next stitch. And on that last yarn over of that last double crochet, we're going to use the grey to change our colour back. And then we're working into the last 7 stitches with a single crochet through both loops. Slip stitch into that first stitch to join, And at the end of round 8 we'll have 18 single crochets and 2 ears. I'm going to take a second now to secure my ear stitches, so snip off the black yarn and I'm just going to tie the 2 tails together. Just tighten them up slightly and then they're nice and secure and none of your stitches will come loose. For round 9 we're going to start with a chain 1 and then we're just going to work a single crochet in each stitch around. After the first 7 stitches we're going to move the ear out of the way, and it can be a little bit tricky to see, but we're going to work into the unused loop from round 7. Missing out the ear stitches and working into the next stitch and the stitches in between the ears, flipping the ear out of the way and working into that unused loop from round 7. Skipping the ear stitches and working into the last stitches of the round. Slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 9 we'll have 20 single crochets. For round 10 we are going to start with a chain 1 and then we're going to work a single crochet in the first stitch, yarn over with the black to change colour again, and then we're going to work a bobble in the next stitch. So to work a bobble, yarn over the hook, go in through the stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go in through the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go in through the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 4 loops on your hook, and repeat that one last time. Yarn over the hook, go in through the stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and you'll have 5 loops on your hook. I'm going to yarn over with the grey and pull that through all of those loops, and then I like to kind of squash it to the front and work into the next stitch with a single crochet. And that's his little foot done. So we're going to work into the next 16 stitches with a single crochet. So we've already done the first one, so we need 15 more. And on that last stitch, before the yarn over, we're going to snip off black yarn and use that for a yarn over to change colour for a second foot. And work a bobble stitch in the next stitch. changing colour back to the grey to pull that through and working a single crochet into that last stitch. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join, and at the end of round 10 we have 18 single crochets and 2 bobbles. I'm going to take a second again to snip off black yarn and secure my bobble stitches. I like to pull them just a little bit tighter, tighten them up just a little bit, and then tie them off. And then for rounds 11 to 15 we are going to start with a chain 1, and we're just going to work a single crochet into each stitch around. And at the end of round 15 you'll have 20 stitches. For round 16 we're going to start with a chain 1. We're going to work a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and on the last yarn over of the second stitch we're going to yarn over with our black yarn to change colour. Then we're going to make a bobble in the next stitch, change colour back to grey, work a single crochet in the next 16 stitches, and in that last stitch we're going to stop before the yarn over, snip our black yarn and yarn over the black to change colour for our next bobble stitch. And change our colour back to grey for that last yarn over. And slip stitch into that first stitch to join. And at the end of round 16 we'll have 18 single crochets and 2 bobbles for each feet. I'm going to take a second to snip the black yarn and secure my bobble stitches. And then for round 17 we're going to start with a chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then a decrease in the next one, and just repeat that all the way around. To work a decrease I like to go in through the front loop, into the front loop of the next stitch, yarn over the hook and pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. And slip stitch into that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 17 we've got 15 single crochets. That was a great time to add your eyes, like to add mine between rounds 5 and 6 and just kind of line them up with the ears. Just making sure that we move all those tails out the way so that the eyes secure a bit better. And you can start adding some stuffing now. What I like to do is take all of the ends out so they're out of the way, because if you're using white yarn and you let the black yarn sit underneath the stuffing, you'll see the black yarn through the stitches. So we're just going to hold them out of the way as best as we can whilst we add some stuffing into his face. And then you can add them back in once you've got the white part stuffed. And add more stuffing. And then for round 18, we're going to start with a chain 1. And we're going to work a single crochet in the next stitch and then a decrease, and repeat that around. And slip stitch to that first stitch to join, and at the end of round 18 you'll have 10 single crochets. For our last round, round 19, we're going to chain 1 and then just decrease around. And then before I slip stitch to that first stitch, I'm going to add a little bit more stuffing because I'll just have a little bit more space, and use the back of another hook so I can get that stuffing in, and then slip stitch into that first stitch to join and fasten off. And at the end of round 19 you'll have 5 stitches. Before we sew our ends in, we are going to add the tail. So I've got 2 strands of my pink yarn, and I'm going to find the middle stitch on my possum on that last round that we did, and join on my yarn. You could, if you want, make this and sew it on later, it's up to you. And then I'm going to chain 11. I'm going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Then work a single crochet across the remaining 9 chains. And then slip stitch into the same stitch that we joined the yarn onto and fasten off. And we've added these little tail. So all we need to do now is sew in our ends. And then using our grey tail, we are going to sew up the last round into that stitch with the tail. Pull that last round closed, tie off our end and sew it in. And that's our little possum finished.
With Haley, where dreams are spun, together we weave until the work is done.
Thanks for watching, give this video a like and remember to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.